Welcome back to Laura's Holistic Kitchen, where it's not just about the food, but today we're making pickled jalapenos. Tis the season. It is summer. Peppers, any kind of pepper grows really good in the summertime. So I always get an overabundance of peppers and I almost don't know what to do with it. So I'm either making salsa or pickled jalapenos are just one of the easiest things you can do. Doesn't take a lot of time. I like to leave the seeds in there because the seeds add a little kick. But once you get these all diced up, it's so simple. All you add is just some ingredients. And I would say the main component is going to be salt and vinegar. Once again, I don't measure everything, but I will give you a recipe down below to follow if you are a measuring person. But you can use anything really. Today, I'm using a basil. So I have some ground basil. Then I have some coriander. So it does often say coriander seed, and coriander seed comes from cilantro. We do grow cilantro, so oftentimes I do have coriander seed, but this time I have ground coriander, which is just fine. And then mustard seed. Mustard seed adds a little kick, and then some bay leaves and garlic. I would say garlic is a must-do just to add that potent flavor and a little kick. You're gonna recycle. You don't even need to buy mason jars. Sometimes I'm a hoarder and I like to recycle these pickle jars. I'm like, please don't throw them away. Like I could do so many things with them, and I do. I use them. So with this one, I'm gonna make my own pickled jalapenos. All right, so now that I got all of these chopped up, I'm gonna throw them in my pickle jar. Another must do is wear gloves. I've kind of learned the hard way where I didn't have gloves on and I was chopping peppers, and later on you will pay the price. I don't care if it's going to the bathroom or touching your partner's face. Like, you do not want to have spicy hands. They burn. And I am half Mexican, but seriously, it doesn't even matter. Like, I learned the hard way. Another little hack would be to douse your hands in oil. So maybe a little olive oil, avocado oil before you start chopping. If you don't have gloves, do that. And it actually helps for your skin not to absorb the spice. So you can see here, I almost got my jar filled up, and I'm going to put in all of my other ingredients first before I put any liquids. So I have bay leaves that I'm just going to crunch up, throw in there. I have 2 cloves of garlic here, and I just throw them in. You can use minced garlic, you can use whole garlic cloves, you can use garlic paste, you can really use anything. I just like to use whatever's easiest. This is just dried basil leaves, which the smell of basil is just one of my favorite scents. I honestly could have like just the plant right in front of me, and that would be my perfume. Like, it's so good. And then let's see. I just threw in the coriander, which is the cilantro. And then here I have the mustard seeds. And then salt. You don't have to buy pickling salt. Like, I've used other kinds of salt and it's always worked out just fine. I think this one here is a Mediterranean sea salt. The only thing I do try to avoid is the ionized Morton salt. Sorry. It's not good. I'm very picky about my salt. I probably should do another video all about salt, but this is just Mediterranean sea salt and maybe a tablespoon. I just kind of eyeball it. And then you want to add just a hint of sweetness. You could add maple syrup. You could add honey. I'm using agave. It comes from a plant. It's a natural sweetener. The agave plant is how they make tequila. I could do another video on tequila because I know that's probably a fan favorite. But I just give it about a tablespoon of that. And then I'm going to do half vinegar and half hot water. You can use room temperature water, but I feel that when it is boiling and you heat up the water, that it ends up pickling a little faster. So it's just like a time sensitivity thing. Like, you just want to pickle it faster, use boiling water. But use half water and half vinegar. Vinegar and salt is what makes the pickling. And if I didn't have enough boiling water, that's quite all right. I'm just gonna add a little bit of water here. And I was able to add tap water because we have a whole house water filtration system. So our water is filtered. I wouldn't use tap water for any of these recipes. Even if there is vinegar in there, vinegar is like a natural cleanser. No, I'm not going to use like chemicals, fluoride, chlorine in my water. Like, no, thank you. So that's basically it. Check this out. You want to make sure and stir up all the ingredients. I just kind of shake, shake, shake. This one isn't screwed on properly, but I'll get there. And then throw it in the refrigerator. We'll be done by tomorrow. You can probably even eat them tonight. They're going to have a little crunch factor. But within a few days, they're going to be pickled. And you guys, I'm a sucker for like nachos. Big time sucker for nachos. But I'm going to make my own chips. I'm going to make my own cheese. And then using homemade pickled jalapenos is just like primo. So I'll put the recipe down below of how I made these jalapenos. And yeah, happy summer.